Back in the 2000s, musical competition shows actually had the power to make stars. The massive success of American Idol and its most iconic winner, Kelly Clarkson, spawned a whole batch of imitators trying to get a piece of that sweet ratings pie and hopefully make the next superstar. One of these shows was Pussycat Dolls Presents, which aired for 2 seasons on the CW from 2007 to 2008. While the first season was about finding a 7th doll to join the group, the second season was about forming an entirely new group. After 10 episodes of performances and lessons on being a pop star, the final lineup was created. Contestants Tiffany Anderson, Nicole Cordova, Natalie Mejia, and Christina Sayers were now Girlicious, and their debut single, Like Me, would drop a night before the show's finale. An R&B dance track, Like Me sees the girls dragging another girl in the club, saying she's trying to imitate them. Everything she do is like me, from her head to her feet like me, she trying to talk like me, trying to walk like me, trying to get all the boys in the club like me. You know, in all fairness, it doesn't sound like this girl's doing anything that crazy. So what if she dresses like you? It was 2008, everyone dressed horribly. The song doesn't sound too far off from the Pussycat Dolls' first album. It fits pretty comfortably with songs like Don't Ya and Buttons, with its hip-hop and dance production. It's a great song filled with petty lyrics. I especially love the line, "She wish she was fine, she wish she was a dime, 'cause I'm a hottie and this is a party, she wish she was me, but that's too bad. Red for filth." This is a great song to put on when you want to feel like you're important enough to have imitators. While I love Like Me, it's definitely a copy of the Pussycat Dolls' style. Ironically, the song about criticizing someone else as a wannabe is in and of itself a wannabe. The song was a moderate hit in Canada, where it hit number 4 on the Hot 100, though it saw fairly little success anywhere else. It was actually released as a double A-side with their second single, Stupid Shit, which similarly underperformed. This song is a straight-up party anthem, perfect for pre-gaming before a night out. It definitely deserved a better video. I mean, the girls nailed the choreography, but what was the budget for this? $8? Did they even get catering? The group's self-titled debut album would release in August 2008, and it's genuinely pretty great. The girls sound effortlessly cool over the breezy R&B tracks like My Boo and Radio, which work as showcases for their vocals. Here I Am is a great example of this. The song is a heartwarming, albeit pretty cheesy ballad, about there being more to the girls than what people see in the media, and how you should remain true to yourself instead of aspiring to be like the perfect image the group is portrayed as. It's totally corny, but I can't help loving songs like this. Something about the lyrical sappiness and dramatically uplifting production just pulls on my heartstrings. The first verse especially gets to me, and Tiffany's sweet delivery really sells it. Also, it is kind of funny how this song is sympathetic to girls trying to be like them, when their lead single was literally about dragging another girl trying to be like them. They really took 2 different approaches to the same situation here. The album also has some more dance-oriented tracks, including one of my favorite Girlicious songs, Baby Doll. The song's an unapologetic gold digger anthem that sees the girls giving their most brazen performance. The post-chorus of them singing, "I need that, spend a stack, drop it like a Cadillac," is so addictively catchy, and is probably the best hook in their whole discography. Another highlight is Liar Liar. It's one of the wackier sounding songs on the album, with blaring horns, chaotic production, and an always welcome and totally unserious guest verse from Flo Rida. For whatever reason, it reminds me of a song from Britney Spears' Circus, but maybe that's because it literally sounds like a circus. I really wish this got a video. The choreography alone would have been amazing. Apparently the song was a fan favorite, charting higher than Baby Doll in Canada despite not being a single. Girlicious has some more collaborations with other popular artists of the time, including Still in Love featuring Sean Kingston and Don't Turn Back with Colby Adonis. Still in Love is such a cute bop, with the girls reminiscing on their ex-boyfriend and how no one else has been good enough to take their place. The bouncy production from J.R. Rodham and Sean Kingston's feature placed the song firmly in 2008, making it super nostalgic sounding to anyone who grew up back then. Meanwhile, Don't Turn Back is another chill R&B track. It was originally on Colby Adonis' debut album, but was included on the Canadian deluxe edition of Girlicious. This song is so good, I just wish the girls were featured more on it instead of just being in the chorus. I think them singing the bridge would have really elevated it, but the song's still great as it is. While Girlicious is a strong debut, the imprint of the Pussycat Dolls is all over it. specifically their first record, PCD, which was heavily R&B and hip-hop influenced. That sound was all over the place in the mid-2000s, but by the time Girlicious debuted, music had been shifting toward electro dance pop. This makes the album sound somewhat behind the times. It doesn't fully lean into its dance elements enough to sound like contemporary artists, and it doesn't really do much to differentiate itself from the Pussycat Dolls. There's even a cover of the 1970s song The Way We Were, similar to how PCD had covers of older songs like Feeling Good and Right Now. By the time this album dropped, the Dolls were already embracing upbeat electropop, and it looked like Girlicious was following the formula that made PCD successful, as opposed to updating their sound. Hell, even Danity Kane had made a pivot from R&B to electropop for their second album, as it was clear that this was the next big trend. This could explain why the girls decided to move on from the R&B style of their debut to strictly dance pop for their next record. Unfortunately, Tiffany didn't feel comfortable going in this direction, preferring their original style. This would lead to her departing the group, leaving Nicole, Natalie, and Christina to continue work on their second album, Rebuilt. The girls also switched labels from Geffen Records to Universal Music Canada, where they had more creative control. Their new musical direction was immediately apparent with Over You, the lead single. The song is a fast-paced dance pop banger about the girls moving on from a bad relationship. This one is tied with Baby Doll as my favorite Girlicious song. It's an absolute earworm. Once again though, the song wasn't a big hit, only charting at number 52 on the Canadian Hot 100. A song like this totally should have smashed in 2010, but it never really caught on. Their next single, Maniac, didn't fare much better, and that's a complete tragedy to me. I love horror-themed pop songs, like Rihanna's Disturbia or Beyoncé's Sweet Dreams, and this song scratches that itch for me, along with being another electropop stomper. Again though, I wish the video had more of a budget. The girls give an amazing performance, but I wish there was more going on. Come on, it's called Maniac. Where's the creepy visuals? No gore, no serial killers. I'm sure Jigsaw was around. The group's next single, 2 in the Morning, would end up being the most successful during this era, peaking at number 35 on the Canadian Hot 100 and staying on the charts for over 3 months. The song is another club-ready track, this time with the sample of the Eurodance classic Pasenka. You probably know the song better as its English version, ATC's Around the World, sampling this song a whole decade before Ava Max would do it. Ahead of their time, these ones. This was the final single to be released before the album itself dropped in November 2010. Rebuilt is everything you'd expect from a pop album of this era, filled with blaring synthpop production and heavy electronic instrumentation. It's a party album through and through, and a consistently great one at that. I love the overblown drama of Wake Up and These Arms, the sleek production of Face the Light, and the over-the-top sexiness of Grinding and What My Mama Don't Know. What My Mama Don't Know has an especially serious and dramatic intro track right before it, and the transition from that into this extravagant dance track caught me pretty off guard when I first listened to this album. It's genuinely really funny and well done. There was also a bonus track called Drank that was used in the Jersey Shore soundtrack, and if Jersey Shore has ever been personified as a song, it's definitely this one. It's hands down the silliest and most overtly raunchy track in their whole discography, and just like Jersey Shore, it leaves me questioning both my taste and my morality for enjoying it so much. The song Hate Love was released as their final single in February 2011. I love this song's grand, almost theatrical nature, but I can't deny that it sounds almost exactly like Umbrella by Rihanna. Listen to it, you'll see what I mean. The song was actually written and produced by Josh Ramsey, the lead singer of Canadian pop rock group Mariana's Trench. I love that group, but frankly I didn't expect to see a crossover between these two. I guess their success in Canada would explain how they got his attention. He also wrote and produced the bonus track Game Over, which includes the line I Ain't Your Pussycat, Nicole Scherzinger is shaking. Sadly, Rebuilt would be the final Girlicious album, as the group disbanded in 2011. I'd love to see them come back one day, but seeing how the Pussycat Dolls reunion went, I'm not exactly hopeful. Girlicious had a lot of potential. All 4 women were amazing dancers, their voices meshed together really well, and the songs were bops. While they did have success in Canada, I wish they were even bigger. They never really had the chance to grow their artistry, pretty much existing as the low-budget Pussycat dolls for their entire lifespan. If they had a bigger budget and more promotion, they could have been huge. As it is now, Girlicious exists as a footnote for this era of music, never reaching a height of fame that would make them stick in the memory of general audiences. However, they did give us 2 amazing albums filled with banger after banger. They might be completely dated, but I see nothing wrong with that. If the music slaps, it slaps. If you love late 2000s and early 2010s music, you'd love Girlicious for sure.